sorprende, que me sorprende que...
So Tim, what do you think is the most difficult thing for beginners to understand to cast?
Well, to make a good loop, you have to have some fundamentals.
Okay.
You and I have talked about timing is difficult. Beginners snap the fly off.
And you hear this?
Si nosotros vamos para atrás y escuchamos eso,
Here's a normal customer.
es bastante normal.
The other fundamental is the stroke length. And this one is very easy to understand. Short distance, use a short stroke. Long distance, long stroke.
Pues,
The short distance, I use a very short angle. Long distance, use a long angle or a large stroke.
entonces el primer fundamento es, para tiros cortos, un arco de lanzamiento corto, y para tiros largos, un arco de lanzamiento largo.
The fundamental of acceleration, in my opinion, is the most difficult skill for beginners to learn.
And
They,
stop.
they snap too soon, and the fourth fundamental is stopping. Good casters have the most efficient stop. To teach the stroke length, to teach timing, is, in my opinion, not as hard as to teach the feeling of good acceleration and stop. And my friend in Seattle, Tony Vitale, had the best tool for teaching. He takes a paintbrush.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you stick the paintbrush in the water, and if you ask a student to throw the water straight, they think to go straight, acceleration, and stop. And so I tell my students, the hardest thing to learn is just go to the store and buy a paintbrush, stick it in the water, accelerate, and try and have all of the water go straight.
Okay.
You can see if they snap too soon, the water sprays in the air. If they go forward and stop at the end, all the water goes straight.
Pincel.
So the idea is this: if the water is in the brush, and he
Entonces,
says,
la idea es que si el agua está dentro del pincel,
I want you to throw all of the water and hit me in the nose.
entonces tenés que tratar de tirar toda el agua y pegarme a mí en la nariz.
If you go like this,
Si vas así,
okay, the water goes straight. Okay, now if I do a bad cast,
y si haces un mal cast,
if I snap too soon,
si aplica
The water goes in the air,
velocidad muy rápido,
so the good thing about this is you could go guiding and have this in your pocket,
entonces ustedes tendrían que llevar esto en su bolsillo.
and you have them practice
Entonces podrían practicar
straight.
derecho y snap.
It gives you acceleration, it gives you the stop, it gives you the angle, everything right here.
Y entonces te va a dar aceleración, stop, el ángulo va a ir en forma recta, sí, todo te lo va a dar el pincel.
I think we should make a new echo teaching tool. We buy these for 10 pesos, and I put casting, and I make it 100 pesos. It's easy to understand two things: acceleration, stop. Also, the most important thing for advanced good casters is where does the hand go? The path that the hand takes.
Entonces podemos enseñar aceleración y qué es lo que hacemos con la mano, es decir, el camino que la mano hace.
What does a beginner do? Their hand goes like a curve, see?
¿Qué es lo que hacen los principiantes? Que su mano viaja en curva.
A good caster, they go, and the longer you cast, your hand has to be very straight.
Un buen caster lo hace derecho, y cuanto más largo es tu cast, la mano va a viajar más tiempo derecha.
So you can have them do the paintbrush for a short cast.
Entonces con un pincel y hacen tiros cortos.
And for a long cast, you have them come by their ear and go straight and get it flicking.
Entonces para tiros largos ustedes tienen que venir bien derecho y flicking.
So I have a new idea for you. You can tell your students a stiff fly rod is like a paintbrush with a short bristle.
Entonces tiene una nueva idea para nosotros y es que una caña muy dura es como un pincel con los pelos cortos, con las cerdas cortas.
How would you throw water from a short brush?
¿Cómo ustedes tirarían agua con un pincel con las
Más
cerdas
fuerte.
cortas?
Más fuerte.
Y
Es más difícil, más rápido.
Más
Yo,
solo.
más corto.
sí.
Entonces
¿Sí?
tirarían a más velocidad y un arco más corto, es un movimiento más
Tenés que
corto.
forzar, cuesta más que se doble la punta de las...
Claro, en el caso del pincel es
Claro.
How do you say? Is it intuitive?
es intuición.
See?
Intuición.
Now, if I give you a paintbrush with long brushes,
Entonces ahora si yo les doy a ustedes un pincel con las cerdas muy largas,
this is like a soft fly
esto
rod.
sería como una
How do you
caña
do this?
blanda. ¿Cómo lo harían?
Más largo,
Slowly.
slow, more.
Claro, sería
¿Sí?
entonces más largo y más lento.
So with
That's
one
more important
idea,
for her
it covers most of the problems I see.
Entonces, con una idea se cubren la mayoría de los problemas que él ha visto.
Pinceles fast, pinceles...
$100.
Yeah.
So I think that is the best tip for somebody getting started is that acceleration and stop. Like you're doing a perfect job of acceleration and you get a nice narrow loop.
Yeah.
Bueno.
Okay. And well, you also have been. You saw me casting. I think there are
Aim
many
to the
things-
right or else you'll hit the tree. Cast that direction. There we go. Perfecto.
But there is also, as soon well, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, well, tell me what you were thinking.
Well, my thinking was for you to help me to improve my casting.
Okay.
Okay, so you are seeing me casting. What do you think I should do?
Well, you have a perfect forward stroke. It's perfectly smooth. And one fundamental, I think you are doing every fundamental 1, 2, 3, and 4 perfectly. Fundamental number 5 is called 180 degrees. The idea is your back cast and your forward cast should be exactly in the same line
plane.
and vertical. So you should not throw your back cast too low or too high. This angle,
Yeah, you understand. If you are there, here.
yes.
If you are here, there. Yeah.
And if you go back, you should go forward. And for you, you have, I call a relaxed fisherman's cast. Your hand comes here, and then your hand goes to the side. So your back cast
There.
is there, and it
Oh, so I'm going this and this.
yes. So if I was looking straight down on you, your back cast and forward cast are forming an
Yeah.
angle, and it
Okay.
should be straight.
Okay.
So this would maybe one thing. And for you, the easy thing is as you come on your back cast, as your hand is close to your head,
When I'm dragging.
then turn your shoulders a little bit more. You see this?
Oh.
And your hand, it makes room. So mostly on your long cast, turn your shoulders. That's better. Nice. And then the way you can see if you make a good 180 degrees is your loop will stay on the top. If you throw a bad cast,
the
your
loop
loop will twist.
Yeah. Okay. So the idea would be.
There you go.
something like
Perfect. Yes, yes. And you don't have to throw harder, but just get this turn a little bit. And for you, this rod is a little stiffer
Yeah.
than you would prefer. So, but if you do this, I think your loops will go straighter.
this. Thank you. Okay. Well, wonderful. That's a lot to practice.
See.
Because after 35 years of casting, I will have another 35 years to amend in the back cast.
Well, everything in your cast is perfect. And if you think of the biology of your arm, if your hand comes to your shoulder, here the muscles interfere with themselves. And the only place your hand wants to go is out. So you should, like my brother, he stops here. This is it, because he is stronger and faster in front of his body. Boom. But for me,
this is the new way. Just stop it.
And
drag. I prefer to drag a little bit.
yes, and so then that's why, as you drag, right about here, just turn a little bit, and that will lay your hand now will. Yes, if you don't and you go like this, then your hand kind of, you see that? Yeah. And it's not a big problem, but sometimes on the longer cast, then when you try and throw farther,
I see it. I see the loop turning and
twisting. Yeah. And if you could be behind you, because your forward cast is perfect, if you could keep the line behind you, your loop will stay on top, and it won't be unstable.
Okay. Thank you.
Now we get to experiment with your new casting stroke on the river. Okay, let's go.
Bien.